Hi everyone, my name is Michael Guzowski and welcome in my very first video where I will show you how you can impersonate user in SharePoint Online using Flow to make an action under different account. So to do our scenario, I'll need a SharePoint list that I call the impersonated list, but of course it's not the list that is impersonated, but rather the action. But I can name my list whatever I want. It's my list and my SharePoint. Yes, the whole SharePoint is mine. Firstly, let's add a new test record just to see how it behaves from the default. Boom, boom, boom. Let's show additional columns, and you can see that when I'm adding new item, it's created under Michael Guzowski account. So now let's create a customized form to override the default behavior of SharePoint, and we'll take user action and pass it to Flow instead of submitting form. So here is a common use case where you have some form, you've got a button, and on a click you call submit form action function. It's not an action, it's function. So, but since we want to override it, we don't need this function, and instead we'll call a flow. So firstly, we of course need to create one, and we'll use one from the template. Those templates are awesome. It really speed up the work. Impersonate list, and we can of course put something from the power-ups privilages, but the main important thing is that once a user will run this form for the first time, he will be asked to provide a permission, credentials to his account, or any account he does have credentials, but probably only his or her credentials. And those credentials will be used to run power-ups and connected flows. So getting back to our studio, let's save and let's try our flow. So we'll add it, adding, come on, yep. And we'll need to add a title card, data card value1 dot text. Okay, and that should be it. Let's publish it, publish to SharePoint. Let's get back to SharePoint. Actually, here's the link. And let's add a new item using our new customized form that triggers a flow using flow. But of course, this flow use our own account to add new items. So probably right now nothing should be different from the previous test. Yeah, that's right. So now what we want to do in order to impersonate the user, we need to create another flow, but triggered using HTTP request. To do that, let's go to flows, create a new flow. Actually, we can skip that and just find here HTTP request. And here we'll need to provide a JSON schema. I recommend using a schema generator. So just provide the sample data, some text. Okay, and save it. No, of course we need firstly to add a SharePoint create item. Provide proper URL, list name, and title from the HTTP trigger. And now we'll need to use another account. For this purpose, I use a service account. We can save it, and once it's saved, the URL should be generated. Here we go. We can copy that and move back to our previous flow, which was triggered by power-ups. And instead of this action, let's make an HTTP request method post, provide this URL, and in the body let's put the title. I also recommend, instead of deleting the actions you don't need right now, when you're developing your flow, you can use a terminate action to split a flow on two parts, the part that is actually running and the part that store actions that you may need in the future. Because when you're developing, actually, many times you just try this, try that, try this action instead of another one, maybe combine a few actions together. So to not remove them and then adding them once again, provide all the details, the properties, it's a good idea to store them somewhere. And I do that using terminate action and put all unused right now actions after the terminator. So yeah, this is my tip. Okay, so let's save it. And now let's test it. Let's get back to our SharePoint list. Let's open our new test power-ups, submit, and boom, it should be there. Come on, yay! And as you can see, it has been added using service account. Yep, job done. But of course, let's check if another user will experience the same behavior. So this is Justina account, and we'll try to create a new item, and let's see what happens. Okay, the item is here, and as you probably can right now expect, it is created using service account. So this is how you impersonate an action in SharePoint Online using Flow. Hey!